This video is going to be a little different from my other videos. I will be spoken, but a little less soft, and that seems to be how many of you prefer me. A little bit of a harder edge to my voice, a bit more demanding of your attention. So many of you like this simple phrase, "Look at me." It seems to cut right through. Look at me. The assertiveness, the almost aggression seems to get right to your brain. This video, I'm going to be playing with this idea of control, but also teaching you a bit about control. The first thing I want you to do is listen to me. And off rip, I'm going to take advantage of this control. I want you to like this video if you're keen on listening to me. And yes, it's shameless, but I spent a lot of money on these sugars in this video, and I need to recoup some of that. So thank you. And if you're not subscribed, do the thing. Continuing on. So, control. The first thing I'm going to teach you about controlling is your own attention. I am a little bit of a crutch because I demand it of you. I make it a bit easier for you to give in to the moment, the present moment. But unfortunately, I can't always be there, especially when you're doing things like driving. Please drive carefully. But when I am there, happy to help. When I'm not, I want you to remember the lesson that I teach you. First thing we're going to learn about is your breath, because your breath is always in the moment. It is always current and present. If you can tap into your, look at me, breath, if you can tap into the sensations of your breath, how it feels to go in your lips, how it feels to exit your lips. Same with your nose, the tip of your nose, wherever you want to focus your sensation, focus on one spot. Breathe in. Feel the sensation. Breathe out. That's mindfulness. Just taking a single mindful breath. Feel the sensation, and makes you more present than 99% of people on the planet. And learning to do that more, look at me, regularly will help you enjoy life more. Why? Why would that help you enjoy life more? Got a simple answer to that. Because joy is neither found in the past nor the future, only the present. And the only way to get into the present moment is to focus on it, to allow yourself to exist in it. And for many of us, that is not our natural state. We are always thinking about the future, what we're doing next, what we're doing for lunch later, or the past, our regrets, or what we do differently. None of that is going to bring you joy. Joy is found where? Say it with me. In the present moment. I was going to say here, but you were going to say that, so I clocked that you were probably I'm going to say in the present moment, because you're listening. You're doing a good job listening. Good job. Head pats for you. You can't see the mics today, I think. But I'm giving you head pats for listening. You're doing such a good job. If you bring yourself more into the present, I will praise you. I will tell you how good you're being for me. All of the sultry nonsense you need to hear for you to listen. Okay? Part of the reason the mics are so far away today, or at least for now, is because I got these right here. It was requested that I get singing bowls. Now, I have a past with singing bowls. When I was in college, I was part of the Mindfulness Club. I even went so far as to run it because I thought it would help me get into grad school. I didn't go to grad school, and I was also probably a very mediocre president of the club, but we used a singing bowl in our practice. Usually it was to start and to stop our meditation practice, to gently wake you up from your meditation. Now, what we were doing in these meditative practices, listen, Listen, do you need me to break the switch? I'll do it. This is off and this is on. When I flick it, need to maintain eye contact. Ready? Go. Look at me. Seriously. Look at me. Good. Good. Hold. Breathe in. And when I was doing these mindfulness practices, what I was doing was focusing simply on my breath. The in and the out. Just the sensations. Why? Because I was bringing myself to the present now. Myself, especially myself, but everyone struggles with this. Why? They call it monkey brain. We are jumping to one thought to the next, never really settling down into the moment. So what I would do is I'd breathe in and out. But I would start to notice when my mind was going somewhere else. Oh, I have an exam later. What am I going to do with my life? Am I interested in this person I've been talking to? All sorts of fun questions that I would then recognize and say, okay, put that aside and bring myself back to the present moment. One analogy that was given to me that I thought was very helpful, look at me, keep paying attention, that I thought was very helpful, was to imagine your thoughts as kind of traffic going by on a highway, but you are not in the car anymore. You are on the side of the road just watching them drift back and forth, just away. Just observing the traffic casually, rather than getting in the car and staring at where are we going, noticing it and letting it go. Not attaching ourselves to those thoughts, letting us drag us to someplace else. But if you notice that you were, I've been thinking about this for a little bit, just take a note of it internally. Okay, this happened. You're not even like saying these words. You just go, okay, acknowledge that. Let it go and bring yourself back to your breath. And out. Look at me. It can be difficult for some people, especially in the beginning, to take even 10 mindful breaths. What that means is focusing in on the sensation of breathing in and out. Even 10 times, just 10 times, without getting distracted and going somewhere else. But that's okay. The important thing is when you notice you have gone somewhere else and you bring yourself back, that is not a failure. Look at me, hold, that is not a failure, that is success. Because you are cultivating, look at me, in yourself, mindfulness and awareness. Every single time you get distracted, but then notice, you have increased your internal awareness and your ability to bring yourself back to the present. And it gets easier over time. It's not easy in the beginning. It gets easier over time to be more present, to stay in your breath and then bring yourself back. When I first started doing this club, I was not meditating. I was thinking the entire time. I wasn't even trying. I'd just be thinking because it was nice, because I didn't even take that many moments in my life to stop and just think. Always distracted by something, always doing something, playing something, always stimulating myself. So even just sitting down and being quiet was nice for my mind. Look at me, keep holding. All right, you don't have to look at me, but I'm going to keep demanding your attention. Keep listening. You can keep looking though. Always distracted. It was nice to be present and thinking, but eventually, after being part of this club for a while, I thought, you know what, maybe I should try. Maybe I should try actually focusing in on my breath. And I noticed something in doing these breath exercises. Just all I was doing is focusing in on my inhalation, exhalation, the sensation, how it felt in the tip of my nose, just focusing just on that spot and not letting it drop. The in and even the pause and then the out. In and out. And when I got distracted, I would notice it and bring myself gently back. I would not chastise myself for getting distracted. I would only just bring myself back. If strong feelings would arise, I would feel where they are in my body, how they feel. I would notice them and let them go and bring myself back to my breath. And in doing that, I really felt a relief, a release, a relaxation that I hadn't really felt much of my life. Especially having all the undiagnosed neurodivergency stuff, OCD, anxiety, depression. it really was nice. Now, I'm not saying this is a cure or a substitute for psychological treatment. It's not. Please go talk to a therapist. For me, in my experience, I found after doing this for many months that I actually started to actually try to meditate instead of just thinking. I found it to be a little bit relieving for me. Additionally, I noticed one side effect. Look at me. I was actually better at video games when I went back. In focusing, learning to focus better while playing the game, I was better able to lock in. While playing a game normally, I would at some point like kind of space out. Like playing a fun game, I would space out for a second and I'd play worse. And this mindfulness training helped shape my mind to be able to focus in more. So that was really nice. Additionally, what we do is something called a talking circle, in which someone would be speaking about their experiences. And your job was to focus fully on the words they were saying and not listening to respond, not thinking of what you're going to say. For if you started to, you would notice that and bring yourself gently back to what they're saying. Different focus from your breath to what they're saying. Similar principle. Just keep bringing yourself to be present. It is way easier to listen to someone ramble, like myself, if you learn to calm your mind and focus on what they're saying. Anyway, thank you for listening. Let's give these a listen. So, I got these. Someone asked me to get some singing bowls. And importantly to me, I was like, wait, is this cultural appropriation? Let me Google it. And to my understanding, it is not. If you meet a certain level of requirements. One thing I believe is these are often called Tibetan singing bowls. Now, to my knowledge, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, that is not a thing. In so much so that I believe, but I could be wrong about this, that Europeans made up this idea of Tibetan singing bowls. And it is like a made up westernized thing. That said, might be wrong. This is what I was informed in my chat. I haven't done extensive research into this. But that said, I still wanted to buy from an artisan, someone who's supported in the region where it's supposedly sort of from, and handmade and authentic, that sort of thing. So I did some minor research online and I found a place called Dharma Shop, and they sold handmade singing bowls where I believe the company Michigan works with some people and some artisans in Nepal. These are handmade. I think they use hammers to create them. And so I bought some singing bowls. You could give them like a little listen, not sponsored by the way, and pick out the ones you like. This one was around, I think, $50. I'll give it a little listen too. I hit it very gently. These mics are super sensitive. That's what this one sounds like. And in preparing for this video, I watched videos of people using singing bowls, and I saw this technique where you kind of create friction on the outside of the bowl. It starts to sing pretty loudly, actually. Give it a second. I can keep going, but it gets progressively louder and louder until it's a little bit too loud. I realized I had trouble harmonizing with a few of the bowls. But ohms seem to be nice because it seemed to have that similar effect of having kind of many notes at once. Because in every note there's usually multiple, especially with like things like this with a lot of resonance in them. Now, I was taught, I believe in this mindfulness club as well, about using ohms and what you're focusing on them, because a lot of these practices, they have everything to do with bringing yourself to the present moment, is every ohm you ever make is different. Ready? Om, do it with me. Om. You just go, oh, say oh, and bring your lips together. Om. All the vibrations that you feel when doing that om, everyone is unique. And focusing in on how each one feels, how each one is different, and just focusing on how every sensation, how it resonates in your body. Another way to be present is to focus in on those sensations and the differences and such. So this is the $50 bowl. This one was $375. Now you're thinking to yourself, that's pretty expensive for a bowl, and I agree with you, but these are handmade in Nepal. They're authentically created. Now this is called a moon bowl. Now apparently this means it was created in the light of a full moon. Now I'm not a very mystical person, so I don't personally believe there to be some spiritual benefit to these sounds, but I can tell you that this is a very unique and beautiful sound. And that is why I got it, especially knowing that I'm supporting like an actual authentic artisan. It felt like, you know what, this is an appropriate use of money from YouTube. But again, if you like this video and you want to help me create more, please consider liking, commenting, just hitting all the engagement buttons. You could even share it with a friend, just to help me recoup some of my losses. But I thought this was a cool use of money. And so let me give this a listen for you. I want to hit it a bit harder, so pull back a little bit. I really like this one. I'll do the thing on the side. This one gets pretty loud too. It sounds noticeably different because it's missing like the dong resonance that you do. That sounds sus. It's not supposed to. And it would just keep getting louder and louder if I kept going. It's got a really nice noise to it. When I said dong, I meant the striking noise. It's got the thumb versus this sound is missing that like bassier striking noise. So now we played with this one a little bit. Let's come back to this one just so you can kind of like really internalize the differences. This one's got like a higher pitched noise. To me, there's less variations between the two bowls. Sorry. This bowl has less sound variation contained within itself. It's more like a pure tone. It's kind of harder to get it to sing this way too. And it kind of is a little bit quieter. It stops singing a bit earlier. I do find them both to be beautiful in their own ways, but I am a fan of the Moon Bowl. If you want to help me with this engagement, make sure to comment below which ones you like better. Now, part of the reason I got these is because I was playing with this. Now, this is a champagne glass. My mom's got me. It's silver, I believe. By the way, fun fact, I didn't notice I must have drunk out of it ages ago and not cleaned it. I know it was gross, but I looked down, I was like, oh my gosh, is that like fruit juice or something? I had to like clean it out. So I cleaned it out. But you can see it's kind of tarnished. I do need to get like a silver cleaner for it. This is tarnished too. Anyways, I got this for me, and I thought this was one of the best gifts I've ever gotten because my whole like theme is like angels. Welcome to the realm of Shalleluja. You're now an angel amongst angels. Spread your wings with pride. I do that when people follow. But I was like, this is so angelic to me. Like, it just fits perfectly. Oh, it's also brass too, huh? Down there. So I really, really liked this. And it was one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. But it also, when you strike it. It also has a little sound. Pretty Singing Bowl-esque, wouldn't you say? Doesn't last quite as long. Oh, speaking of, I should strike these with my nail so you can get a listen to them. It's somewhat different than the... This is a deeper sound, I think. And this one as well. Versus... Yeah, this one's great. I don't know why it sings for so long compared to the other ones. Maybe it's the larger size. But when you look at these on the inside, you'll notice that this is, it's sort of kind of smooth and flat versus the one over here. It's kind of got a more textured sound, or sorry, look to it. So that's interesting. Anyway, that is Singing Bowls. You've done a great job of listening, and I'm so happy you have. I'm going to bring these mics a bit closer. We're going to do a little bit of aftercare. Like, Alex, is that an appropriate word to use here? You know what? Yeah, because I was speaking very sternly today, but it was for your own good. And so I thought after we did all that, I can be a little softer, a little soft boy. Because I know some of you like my softer side, my gentler side as well. Okay, I'm going to adjust these just a bit more. Get them nice and low so it doesn't hurt my shoulders when I give them head pats. There you go. You did so well today. And I'm very proud of you. You listened to me. You listened to my little stories. And you learned about taking care of yourself. And let me make sure these are... and mindfulness. And I'm very proud of you for all that hard work. You deserve all these little head pats. Please don't forget these lessons. But if you do, you can always watch this again. Take a breath with me. You ready? And good job. Let's do another one, okay? And focusing on the sensations wherever they are. In each breath in. And yeah. If you like videos like this, where I mostly just sort of speak in my spoken voice versus being much softer. This is more my ASMR soft voice, or this is my whisper. Yes, this is my whisper. I know many of you like it all, so it gives me the good fortune of being able to go in between all of them. But if you do respond particularly well to certain things, certain ways of speaking, certain triggers, I'm happy to bring them back for you. And because you've been so good in listening today, I will bring out one of your favorite triggers. I know this from asking you what you like during my ASMR lives that I do typically on the weekends. Is these are little head scratchers. Now, just close your eyes, or keep staring at me, whatever you prefer, and just listen as I give you relaxing head pats. You earn these by being such a good listener and supporter of mine, by learning to bring yourself more into the present moment, learning to relax and unwind, learning to let go of the past, to not worry for the future, but to enjoy yourself in the here and now. And I really appreciate you spending this time with me. This is everything. It allows me to keep making more of these, to get closer to building my ASMR studio. By the way, exciting news. I'm working with someone to get the upstairs ready so I can move in. That doesn't mean the studio will be built immediately. It won't. But at the very least, I can get out of this apartment and stop paying rent. That's exciting to get that ball rolling. Gets me a little closer to a nicer setup. Got to adjust my arms so my shoulders don't die. I have been getting more into working out again, but I do in fact have a shoulder injury. But I did get approved for physical therapy, so I might start doing that soon. I signed up for some acting classes, some improv classes for the start of next year, and I emailed another singing teacher because I want to get back to progressing and all the things I care about. And this upcoming year, I hope you can be excited, not only for the promise of eventually having a studio, which could be even a year from now, but for me to continue to explore this medium of an ASMR channel, of ASMR in general. Finding out what you love, finding out what you don't, and slowly indoctrinating you to mindfulness exercises and being present. I am a multifaceted boyo. I do a lot of things, but I'm not an expert in most of them. But I'd like to improve my proficiency in a lot of different skills over this next year, like I've done this year. And I can wish you and myself only prosperity and happiness going forward. And while it's good to have goals, it's good to dream, it's also important to bring yourself into the present, to enjoy it, to separate at least occasionally from all the busy work you're doing, to actually experience the happiness that can be found in whatever you're currently doing. Whether it's listening to my voice, or enjoying a warm cup of coffee or tea, or a tasty sip of a drink, something, just enjoy it. Be here and now. I wish you the best, and I really appreciate being here. Make sure to subscribe, check out all my other content, all of it's at shalia.com, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.